I am your host, DangerMan. This is 360-degree video. If you're using a phone, just turn in place to change your viewing angle. If you're at your PC, use your mouse. And I am the general on this day of the northern side, the blue armbands of the Civil War. This is the final battle of the day. We're playing over at the air base at OXCC in Chesapeake City, Maryland. They often use the air base as a field for the final battle. They are running 3 territory flags down the 50-yard line, and the team that pulls and gains the most points from claiming these territories at the end of the final battle will obviously benefit with the points.
They usually take one bus, we usually take the other, so kind of live with the fact that it's going to be a center fight. So essentially, just shoot the piss out of them.
So I've asked the team to separate into 3 squads. Who's going to run left, who wants to take center, who wants to run right, so we're not all gathered up and running to one side off the break by accident.
Guys, stand to the side that you want to run.
And of course it helps, from players not being running over themselves. Now,
stand to the side you want to run.
We're going to get you through about 20 minutes of this final battle. I think there's about 25 to 30 minutes of a final battle. We get just about almost all of it. I'm going to lose a couple minutes due to editing, but otherwise you're going to see the whole final battle here in 360 in 4 segments of about 7-minute videos. They're about to call the start of this final battle, and again, our objective is to get to the midfield and just clobber each other with paint as we try to set these flag stations. The toughest flag station is always the one at the center 50.
You can run for flags.
There are players.
You will get pounded on the way. Just don't stop. If you're going to commit to getting that flag, you might as well commit.
And that is the Soup Can Cox making one of their calls. They played on the south the first half of this game, and they flipped to our side at the second half. There was some politics involved. Don't want to get into it in this video, but let me say this much. Had they not made the change, we would not have won this game. So I am indebted to the Soup Can Cox to assisting the North and winning this scenario on this day. And it's really hard to live with this win, knowing that the South, had they had the Soup Can Cox all day, we would not have won this game. Having said that, we did put ourselves in a position when we did not have them to at least be in shooting range of the points to gain and take the win. In other words, we held our own. We played above our skill level. We played with heart, and I think that at least is the saving grace here that I can walk away with. All right, so off the break here, I took the tower, and there's these two twin towers here in the fire base. And we're facing, and again, you get the beauty of being able to spin your camera around now and see like who's behind, who's in front. This is really paintball's made for 360. I really think so, especially if you can get that camera on top of your head like I'm now. And yes, I look like a Teletubby. I'm going to say it 1,000 times. It's just goofy looking. I hate it, but it's the way to get the footage. So see those 2 buses up there? Neither team can cross the 50-yard line, and the 50-yard line runs between those 2 buses. So we could take one bus, but we can't take the next bus. Make sense? They could take the far bus, but they can't take our bus. And because of that, the way the game is structured that you can't cross the 50, it's just it makes that center flag a kill box in every way possible. I mean, you get in those buses and you shoot through the windows of people trying to pull the flag. It's just dumb. So this final battle is really predicated on the 2 flags on the edges. So if you see that wood line to the left, that's going to be one side of the field edge. And there's actually, a tape line, a rope line that's about a good, I'd say 5 yards inside the meadow here. So the wood line gives you a visual cue, but it's not the absolute tape line. The road is the next tape line, and there is no rope. If you've heard me talk about paintball action games videos, where we'll be forgiving if you run out in the road but if you run out in the road and pull the trigger, we'll call you out. So the idea is we can run along the road, but don't go in the road. And that's how it's working here too. I'm going to get fed up with this tower pretty quickly. I thought the high position might give me an extra a little bit of range and also some visual on the field. But quite frankly, it was not my cup of tea. And if you know me, I am a brawler. I am an up man. Something in my blood and DNA forces me to push up to the front and be... You know what it is? I want to put people in range of my shot. And I'm not going to put people... I'm not much for long balls. I mean, I'm not bad with long balling, and that means putting an arc on your ball and shooting people over a bunker or something, dropping paint in on them, whatever. That's nice. It's good and fine. But, you know, from my speedball days many years back, I've learned, man, just put people in range. Nice straight shot. They get in that pathway, bang, they're down. So I'm bumping now to this tube here. I had this in my head when I decided to make that run. Now here's a tip for you guys. If you're a new player, you'll notice what I did. I got my head of steam up before I broke that door. I didn't just start at the edge of the doorway and run out. I got a head of steam up, so when I came through that door, I was already at full speed, and I was going to make myself a harder object to shoot. And I just kind of sailed into this bunker. I kind of shadow walked, ran into it. And here's the situation with this tube here. This tube allows me to shoot to the inside lane at the other bus. You're going to see me eventually shoot into the windows of the bus on their 40, let's say. Like, you know, let's say this bus here, our bus is on our 40. Give you kind of a visual cue. That van, I eventually try to make it to that van. I actually do. I do bump up to that van later, and I'll let you see what happens, and I'll let that just kind of speak for itself. But as it is now, I am trying to protect that flag station that we want. Well, there's nothing to protect right now. Somebody's got to claim it. I'm trying to keep people back off of their team so they can't claim it, and eventually, hopefully, one of our teammates can claim it. And there's a lot of players right on the other side of this tube. You're going to see me lean out, and you'll see some. Now, I advise this is shot in 4K. You know, it's full 2160. So if you got like a big screen TV and you're watching this on YouTube, like a smart TV, you're going to really be able to see these players at range. All right, 7 minutes down. Next video.